Hello. My name is Geraldine Pilgrim, and I'm going to talk to you about a project called Sitting Comfortably. Sitting Comfortably is a performance inspired by the memory of my mother, who was admitted to a care home in the last week of her life. I remember her slumped despondently in a wing-back chair, saying to me, "What have you done to me?" I just wanted to raise her head. I wanted her to get up and walk towards me with a smile, and that we'd hug and dance around that room as I remembered she'd done when she was younger. My interest in working with older people came from Tea, a complicity commission where we worked with residents of sheltered housing and young chefs from the Cordon Bleu Academy, very much influenced by the Great British Bake Off. This project showed me how work of this nature was needed and that cross-generational participatory performance was an area I wanted to engage in as I witnessed the transformative effect of older people's participatory involvement. Interviewing residents of care homes is a vital part of the project, but I had no idea of the emotional effect it would have. Was when working with very old people, of course, it meant that they would get ill and die. The picture that you saw just now was of Trixie, someone who was my first interviewee and who I was very, very fond of. Project received a Gerwood Choreographic Award, and to start on research and development, we worked at BAC, who gave us a week's residency to begin creating the performance. When Sitting Comfortably was shortlisted for the Gerwood Award and the Sharing the Stage, we went to the Peel Club in King's Cross, where we held a feedback session after the research and development, and the ideas that came from the actual members of the Peel Club has really informed what we're doing now. The central image of Sitting Comfortably is a wing-back chair. The performance celebrates life and joy, both for the audience and participants. It's about memories of older people in care homes that are often compared and confined to wing-back chairs facing nowhere, and how they remember happiness and joy as well as grief and loss. We hear so much about people remembering unhappy events in their lives. This project is about happiness. We symbolically use wing-back chairs as the lives and memories of the people. And this image that you see now is inspired by the image of a Busby Berkeley dance number, and we use care home wing-back chairs which we accompany with an a cappella hummed version of Just the Way You Look Tonight. The performance includes a sequence of images set around two beds, with an older woman remembering her honeymoon and waking up as her new husband gets dressed. She is sitting alone in her bed, her hand resting on the space where her husband once lay, remembering her happiness and joy at the beginning of their life together. I discovered that people during our interviews rarely talk about sex with older people, although God knows why, as we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. In my interviews, many memories of the people were of the loss of partners and how this event had profoundly affected their lives, but how happy they were to have the chance to share their memories of their loved one. Since 1993, I've often worked with non-professional participants learning by doing, and I want this Sitting Comfortably to be a performance that develops my own work by bringing that same belief in creating participatory events, I can't say the word, do excuse me, that aim to reach the highest artistic achievements through working with older people. A lot of my previous work has involved juxtaposition of images and objects. This particular image is where a bed transforms into a cornfield, illustrating the existing memory inside the object, as the older woman remembers on finding the pressed flower, the country walk when her husband presented it to her freshly picked. This image is inspired by an interviewee talking about how she remembered the presence of her husband in bed and how she would feel the pillow, remembering the indentation of his head. She cried as she remembered explaining that the reason she was in happy tears was it was at the first time for 10 years that someone had wanted to listen to the memories that she had of her much-loved husband. This image was created for a couple who were volunteers. The challenges for ballroom dance partners as they get older is that there are always more women than men. This image is inspired by that moment when a woman realizes her dance partner is no longer there, and she remembers, as she wakes, her memory, the joy of their togetherness. Originally, Sitting Comfortably was developed from a choreographic research award, so dance was the core of the piece. However, memories of movement were not as easily remembered apart from ballroom dancing and tap. The love of the foxtrot, waltz, and quick step still permeates a lot of older people's memories of happiness. It was important to me that this performance is multi-generational, as although it is a cliche, young people have so much to offer older people, and older people have so much to offer the young. It is often only by young people's experience of their grandparents that cross-generational engagement occurs. And in this project, I have watched the richness of intergenerational relationships developing. On finding some 8mm films of my late parents' holidays, I realized that the evocative sound of a film projector led to so many happy memories for older people. Watching images of loved ones who were no longer there was a strange and moving experience for both young and old alike. Digital imagery is a new development in my work, and this project and my partnership with the Novak Collective based in Newcastle has given us the opportunity to explore video mapping, and we have created a video-mapped wingback chair, which enables the memories of its occupants to inhabit the surface with very evocative imagery. Sitting Comfortably is planned to be a 50-minute touring performance. In each area that we tour to, we will perform it in both a theatre and a care home, working with the same local recruited participants alongside the professional team. At this moment, I'm in the middle of rehearsals at the George Crouch Care Centre, and we're going to premiere it next week in Barking. The recruited participants will not only perform in the low-tech care home version, which is a residential piece, but also travel with us to perform in the more high-tech with theatre lights and a touring revolve, giving us the opportunity to experience both forms of realizations for the people that have never performed in this way before. This performance is a crucial aspect, and we'll be premiering it in February in the theatre at Broadway, Barking. Finally, I show the image of a happy wingback chair. And the aim is that by creating a performance that aims to reach the highest standards of artistic achievement with residents of care homes, Sitting Comfortably aims to make a difference to the way that older people are perceived. Thank you.